Happy Monday morning to everybody here. Welcome to today's State of Credmark. Really um, interesting week we've got coming up. Interesting week we've had in the past week. So getting all this stuff ready. Hey everybody, here is the State of Credmark for today, June 27th. First off, let's talk about some of this crazy stuff going on in the market. We've got some bear market blues, as this seems to be the theme of what's been going on. Matthias, you want to tell us about some of this hot alpha that's going on in the market?
Yeah, at least for the bear market, my first description was nothing blew up so far, and then I heard about Voyager Digital making their claim through, and they had issued a notice of default for the Three Arrows Capital, so they needed to pay back $350 million loan and 50,000 Bitcoin, and they didn't. So, and now we see what's going on with Three Arrows.
Yeah,
They figured out
this continuing story. So
yeah,
okay,
yeah, interesting. I mean, for the stable coins, as far as I'm aware, they remain stable. So no more drama on this side. And Staked ETH is also a little bit coming back. Only 3.5% at the moment.
I just want to show people how we can look at how stable the stable coins actually are, because I've been using this a lot this weekend. So here's, can everybody see my me in our app? Okay, cool. So with stablecoins remain stable, I just want to point out that we have something here called the balance ratio in the curve pools. Curve pools have probably the biggest effect on stablecoin pegs. So if we expand out our things, we can see the historical balance ratio. So if you look at Frax, the balance ratio, what this does is this measures, for this 3-curve Frax pool, this will measure how close to 50-50 that is. So the price doesn't depeg on curve pools when you have trading happening. Also, this volume number, I'm pretty sure, is wrong. There's no way that's 0. There's no way it's been 0 for a whole weekend.
Yeah, it's one of the bugs.
But this balance ratio is really exciting because this shows that Frax is pretty close to a 50-50 pool. But if we go to, where's MIM? Here's MIM. Uh-oh. So let's go to the past 90 days of MIM. So half of this can be 3-curve. 3-curve is a mix of USDT, USDC, and DAI. And if we go to the balance ratio here, you can see it's really bad. So most of this pool is MIM, which means that people don't want to hold MIM. People want to hold one of the other tokens, USDC, USDT, or DAI. And if this number goes much lower, MIM will totally depeg. So the thresholds for this depend on sort of the configuration of the pools themselves, but this is really bad. So you can see they dipped into the 40s earlier, then they came back, and it was like, oh, we're kind of close to pegging again, and then June 16th, woof, and it looked like they were coming back, and I was like, oh, MIM might actually make it, and then it's going down again. So not great for MIM, our magical internet money. But Frax is holding pretty solid, pretty close to 1. So just to give everybody kind of a sense of what you can do with our portal here, you can see this is when USDT depegged. The pool became like all USDT, and then that recovered pretty quickly because there's just so much liquidity here. So anyways, I'm going to go back and let Matthias continue on with the hot alpha. But I just wanted to show people how our app is useful. Okay, stablecoins remain stable.
Yeah, and you briefly covered it as well. So Staked ETH is a little bit coming back. So the current price is I mean, you still got a discount of 3.5%, but it was down 7 or 8%. So I think but yeah, let's see how Celsius plays out. I think there is still some room for further. Depegging is the wrong word, but yeah, I think there could be some more discount possible.
Let's call it discomfort. Discount discomfort.
Yeah, fully agree. And then there are some real alphas, I would say. So Arbitrum, they announced last week. They call it Arbitrum Journey. So this is, I mean, Optimism. They released their token. Hop. They released their token. Arbitrum is still has still not confirmed there will be a token, but they confirmed the Arbitrum. They call it Arbitrum Journey. So this will be an 8-week journey to educate people on how to use Arbitrum and the different applications on it. The first week goal is to bridge just Arbitrum, to bridge ETH to Arbitrum by using a bridge. This ends today.
I just did it.
Yeah, it ends today
in
at
2
1
hours,
p.m. EST, right? And
you will get
you will get an NFT reward for completing this task. And in the next weeks they will have different tasks using different protocols. And I guess for every week you will get at least an NFT reward. By the end of this 8-week journey, nobody knows what is happening. There might be an airdrop. So if you are keen on airdrops, the journey I think is a good way, and at least you can collect some NFTs. And the other big story this week was the DYDX. So DYDX is a protocol for perpetual trading. They will launch their version 4 on its own chain. They will build it on Cosmos chain, a DYDX chain. Currently, they're using Starknet as a layer 2 solution, but they said, we need our own chain in order to be more scalable and more decentralized, because Starknet is not, at least at the moment, not really decentralized. And there are a lot of rumors that they are doing this because they fear the SEC or somebody else, a regulatory crackdown or something. On the other hand, they are trading. They are not using then Ethereum anymore, and they are losing the security that is offered by the Ethereum main chain. So if you have your own chain, you are more vulnerable against attacks or something. But nevertheless, the DYDX token might be ready for some L1 premium then. They are 95% down from all-time high, so it might be a chance to pick up some DYDX token and gamble for some premium that will be realized in the next weeks. And the last thing, I completely ignored it, but Solana Solana announced that they will bring out a phone and they will build a dedicated SDK for mobile apps. They have this weird name, SMS. Not sure what it's really standing for. As I said, I completely ignored it because I thought it was bullshit. But let's see how this plays out.
They did it. It may be bullshit, but they did it. So cool. Thank you, Matthias. Some DAO nuts and bolts, some operational updates. So our Frax proposal failed. We are currently working on a more specific one with some of the core team members over at Frax. So that hopefully we're going to try and get over a line or two this week. We have Cami just joined. So her email is cami@credmark.com. Her Discord name is Cami, and she is going to be doing some project management as well as some sort of like operational work with us. And today is her first day. And you may have noticed a new channel in our Discord for Iralast. Iralast is a dev shop and blockchain development company that's going to help us out with some infrastructure and modeling, and we're partnering with them on the Frax stuff. So helping us out with getting some models at the door, hopefully getting some of the framework stuff spinning a little more quickly. and potentially even some DevOps. So they will be joining us on this journey for the next several weeks while we get some of these proposals up and running for risk management for these kind of bigger companies. Frax is not the only one that we're working on. So I will have more details on that as they get a little further. No new partners this week, so I'm going to go through that. Wiki entries, we had 5 contributions. We had Bancor and Efficient Frontier and Portfolio Allocation. So Efficient Frontier is really, really juicy. That's a juicy potential model. So really excited to see more stuff come out of that. Everybody go ahead and read our Bancor update. And then I think we also have some Frax stuff that's kind of new. I don't know if that came out last week or the week before, but go check out our wiki if you want to learn more about these different kind of mechanisms. Models, we had 10 PRs this week. We had 3 contributors, and the new models are mostly performance based. So the performance on our price models is significantly better. You can feel it in the front end that this stuff gets loaded in more quickly. We've done currency conversion, so now technically you can get the difference in price between a euro and a US dollar. So we can actually do currency conversion using Chainlink oracles, which is pretty wild. We've also got some more composed model fixes. Different models are using our composed models, and our composed models are really where the performance upgrades can come in because they can be parallelized. So that's what's going on the modeling front. The API this week we had.
Can I get some detail on this? Yeah.
Yeah, please.
So so Peter and Evo were big enabler on this. So Peter has been spinning on 2 instances on the model runner, and Evo has been looking at some of the logs and help me to locate some of the performance bottlenecks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I deployed this morning, which is my morning, and I was kind of a bit of anxious. Don't know how much time does the terminal is going to run and finish all the models. And I think after about half an hour, all the spinning was stopped, and I got some results. Updated results that using the new models on the terminal, that means all the dashboard requests were finished in 30 minutes or longer time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So that is something of a long time, but all that stuff should be cached now. So in the future, we just have to add new days to the ends of those kinds of models. But I think that's a performance upgrade. I think so.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, but yeah.
I think when we first deployed last week, I think one of the nights, my night, that we reverted because the gateway stopped responding. I think at least for 1 hour. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's much better.
Okay. Good. So our API this week we had 36,628 API calls for an all-time high. That is up 50%, or that's almost up 100% from the week before. So that means that people are looking at our front end to the tune of 36,000 API calls. That puts our all-time highs at over 2 million. We were already over 2 million, but that puts us even further over 2 million. And the top models have stayed pretty much the same. So our app is up at app.credmark.com. Congratulations, everybody, on this terminal thing. It seems to be generating interest when I talk about it. And we should all be talking about it quite a bit. So get in there, start looking at stuff, start understanding what our models do. And if you have social media, tell people on social media. We've added new tokens on the Sharp ratio this week. And just as a reminder, these Jupyter notebooks are pretty awesome. So anyone who's using Jupyter notebooks, feel free to go in there and explore our framework. Okay, I will open it up to questions at this point. Anybody got any questions?
don't have a question, but I'm super excited that the API calls are up that much.
Yeah, that's quite a bit going on, to be honest. And that's only top level API calls. Every API call probably executes numerous models to the tune of somewhere between 10 and 100. You know,
anytime someone pulls up the app, it runs the API. Is that how that works?
Yeah. So it'll make API calls for all the. So each, for example, each one of this is 3 API calls right here to get TVL historically, to get balance ratio historically, and to get volume historically.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Hey,
I just want to share this one because the API call on this our terminal is go according to the previous day's UTC time. That means once across the 12-hour, then you will come to the previous day, end of day. So this morning, I picked a very good time, which is my 8 a.m., which happens to be the UTC 12. So that makes all the dashboards were updating. So it was a time of I was quite anxious. I don't know how much. I mean, what is the low server load? Will you make it crash? So I constantly check whether the gateway is still alive, because I picked the wrong time. It was just past the UTC 12, and it was all spinning to get updates.
Absolutely.
That's probably something we should look at because we don't really want people in Asia to suffer every morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had a question. Are we going to be seeing these efficient frontier models in the terminal?
I
It
don't
needs a
know.
bit of work. Okay. So I wrote the article, and I think my code is still around, which is a backend, and it just need to probably crunch data. It needs a lot of data, which is like var. So you need to consume the historical data to get it, and to run it. We need to put up some interface so that we can input what is the volatility, what is the covariance. There are a few things we can adjust
Okay.
to make the model run. Yeah, but we can make it. We can try to scope it to set a priority.
Okay, cool. Okay, great. Good to know. Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions from anybody?
I can ask Kunlun. I was just going to ask, how do you consume the balance ratio for a pool that has 3 assets in it?
Okay, so it's actually it would be doing the same. For every token in the pool, I will count what is the value, and then the balance ratio will be it's a very nice formula. So it's the product of everything divided by the average power of 3 or 2, depending on how many assets it. So this formula will actually give you 1 if everything is fully balanced out. That means even for a tree pool, you should be 33.3% for each one. Then it will give you a value of 1.
Gotcha. Okay.
A moment, just to add to this, I had the same question to discuss it with Kunlun, and we will provide some kind of overview to showcase a little bit more how the balance ratio behaves for different pools.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting metric that I don't think exists anywhere else, and I think there's a wealth of knowledge to be mined from it. If some context.
Definitely. Yeah. So Kunlun already prepared a nice little Excel metrics, and I just need to do some tweaking, and then we will be able to publish it.
Cool.
So yeah, just to give you guys some idea of the numbers behind the numbers, our balance ratio right now is at 69%. You can see here, this is the pool, and it's got 3 assets in it: DAI, USDC, and USDT. As you can see, USDT still has the lowest. It has the most. There's the most USDT in the pool because people don't want to hold that one. So as you can see, the most in-demand one is USDC, followed very, very closely by DAI, followed by USDT. So this is a somewhat balanced pool. There's still a lot of liquidity in it. So as you can see, we're at about 69% there. But if we go look at the Frax pool in Curve Finance, let's find Frax. So Frax is closer to 50-50 at 40-60. So that's ends up, after our smoothing or whatever, being a 95% ratio. Now let's take a look at MIM, our friends at Magical Internet Money. Here we go, MIM 3 curve. They have 91% MIM in their pool. They have 8.5% 3 curve. So that puts them at a really bad balance ratio. So this stuff is not like 1-to-1, but it is relative. It's weighted so that we can see if their balance is to go any lower, this thing will get closer and closer to 0 as this goes on. But you can see this is a really bad balance ratio, which means that for the rest of the MIM that's out there, you're not going to be able to exchange it after this $6.8 million is gone. Even though the TVL looks okay at $80 million, it's almost all MIM. So that makes MIM the less valuable asset. Oh no, had a request failure.
Yep, it's updating.
Okay.
Yep.
There, it's back. So, okay. Any other questions? Cool. All right. Talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Have a nice one, everybody.
Bye.